I got to do a dance solo to this.
You get some little white flowers for his hair.
I'm feeling a Greek dance solo come on here. This is going to be a hit. A hit in the world of gardening and beyond.
1 minute.
Way beyond.
Alright, where would you like to stand for the intro?
Do you want to be standing under your garden arch?
It's pretty.
Yeah?
Or do you want to be up here? Do you want to be up here projecting to the with the garden in the background?
Move into
Yeah. So what if you be here?
Maybe start somewhere safe.
we could stand that.
Yeah, I'll start here.
I could video you guys sometime while you sing to Northmead. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, that is so good. I love it.
Alright. Okay.
I want an outfit. I want to dance.
Sorry. Alright. We're on.
We're on.
Yeah, alright, hang on. So you're going to start here?
Yeah.
Okay. Starting now with Mothman.
Oh, hello everyone, and welcome to garden number 3 of the virtual edible garden trail, and we've headed over to Greg and Vera's place. Greg is here.
Hey mate.
Greg, how are you?
Good mate. Good to see you.
Good. Yeah, good to see you too. For those of you that heard, did people hear Mothman then or not?
No,
on
I'm
here?
on YouTube.
Oh, okay. So for you YouTubers, you got a little taste of what could be the next big viral hit, well beyond the gardening world. Mothman, that's all I'm going to give to you at this stage, but just remember that and listen out for it.
And there's some out there now.
Yeah. But it's not a moth, it's a butterfly, as Mothman will tell you.
Exactly.
So, Greg, how are you?
Good mate.
Now, tell us a little bit about your garden to give our viewers some context of what they're in store to see in terms of, well, first of all, the scale. How big's the site?
Site's 825.
Okay, and go on.
We've got garden through here along the driveway and out front. We did our permaculture certificate back in 2009 and then another one in 2010 where I met some people there that's up at Cairns, which is one lovely one. And we then apply the principles. So we've got solar panels, we have water catchment, which then flushes the toilets, does the laundry, and the leftover from the laundry goes back to the top and runs through the grey water and then waters the trees, right? So we get 2 hits out of all of our rain.
Wow.
And that then allows us to keep the garden watered all year round because we have a lot of liters. There's tanks everywhere, right? And then the principles of permaculture being, north that way, so the sun goes across, and so the beds are all on contour. So when it rains really, really hard, we can set up little channels so it goes sideways along the garden and soaks slowly. We don't lose a lot of runoff as well, right? And it's only when the soil's full, the tanks are full, that we have an excess that could go down to the driveway to add back to the creeks.
And when was the last time that you had any excess flow?
Just recently, as a matter of fact.
Because it's been wet in Sydney, hasn't it? Yeah.
We're full. We're happily full. And we go a little bit crazy. We get then buckets, and we fill the overflow from the tanks before we run it to the driveway. You think we're living in a drought country almost, wouldn't you? Right?
Yeah.
So we catch everything we can, and then therefore we can go out. There's the salad. The quiche you have today is going to be like 7 things from that garden with the eggs from the chicken, and so we got the chooks, we got the food, and then we make our own compost in the back, and nothing from a petrochemical company comes onto the property because we don't need it. And we have stuff that's better than that, right? So that's it in a nutshell. Principles of permaculture applied in an urban setting.
All right, well, shall we go out and get amongst it so that the viewers can have a closer look at the design detailing and some of the principles that you've just talked about?
one of the tricks is the water tank there, the one that feeds most of the house, that's flush toilet, laundry, and so forth. That's covered with the grapevine, so in summertime when it's really hot, that water stays a bit cooler, keeps it a bit fresher. It actually does make a difference. Water getting too hot can do things, right?
So hold it there. So just so you can see, the tank is behind the grapevine. How big a tank is that? 5,000?
5, yeah.
Yep.
And so we get the shading, and then we get grapes, and then we get habitat for the predator insects we want, who will help us fight the bugs. So that was too wet over there. We got bananas running in there. So we found this on the side of the street. By the way, most of this is scrounged. So all these woods are from the inside of a house that was torn down. The bricks were found on the side of a road. Someone said, we want to get rid of our bricks. That was a neighbor just 2 houses that way. They were going to chuck it out. And so just about everything you see was found, and so it's recycled, reused, repurposed. And the repurposing person is Vera. She's will find couches and chairs and things on the side of the road, picks them up, and if we don't want them, we get it to Vinny's if we can't find someone else. So we have this thing like, that can be used, that can still be used, right? And then I love the balance, because some people do that, they keep things and keep them, but they clutter their own place.
Yeah.
This way we get rid of them and get them back to somebody else. So these are when it really, really rains, these go full fill sideways first. And where I'm standing, we mound this up a little bit so it can't spread out. And so the whole bed row has this long-term soak, so we don't have to water as much because it goes down and sits in the soil. And we're sequestering a lot of carbon as well. And
I notice here that you have just used wood chip.
Yeah.
So that's a way of building the fungal.
So we have a fungal thing we can throw on the trees. Also, when we do this wood chippy beds, every once in a while, particularly after the big rain, we can sometimes scrape it, put it in compost and put it on the bed. So we're making compost in our footpaths as well, not just in the compost bin.
Yeah.
Right. And any excess wood, we have a pizza party and we put it in the pizza oven, and so there's nothing basically goes to waste. Nothing leaves the property that's got carbon in it in a fashion. One way or the other, it gets put back, And there's a lovely little bug hotel behind you there to attract the ones who want a little home, a little hotel for a while they're traveling between gardens. And today, this season, tomatoes are going crazy because we don't take anything away. We just keep replanting each season. We do another plant each season. We do about 12 plantings a year, and we don't like to tear stuff out, so we plant around. And so the tomatoes from the season before went a bit berserk. And we've had a lot of stuff helping some others. We haven't been in here as much these last 4 or 5 months. So the tomatoes have taken over. We're finding spot for the other food, right?
Yeah.
So lovely. These are our weeds. Parsley, tomato, comfrey. They're our weeds, right? So they're nice weeds to have.
So what are we going to find at the end of this mulch road? Shall we go and have a look?
You're going to find the source of your frittata, actually. The egg source.
Here we go.
Go to the girls. And also, big eggplant season this season too. So here are the girls. They want to know what all the commotion is. They have a box-proof bin back here at the house, but then we open them up. They spend most of their time here.
Oh, hang on, Greg. So you can see that there's the continuation of that berm there, which is catching any water that would fall.
That's the overflow from the first 2 tanks. So when that goes too much, when they're full, it comes here and goes garden.
Yep.
And then when they're too full, I have the other storage ones back here. So there's 15,000 back here, and we haven't touched that this year. Since last winter, we've had so much rain, and this is loving itself. So we're just drinking the juice of the last harvest. We juice it and freeze it. So we have grapefruit juice all through the year. And then we were just about done with that season. These are going, I'll be here soon. I'll be here soon.
Can you give a shout out to my buddy up on the Sunshine Coast called Zach?
Zach, sure.
Now, Zach is a young gardener who's gotten into gardening. He loves watching Gardening Australia. He's really found his slot in not just growing, but he's really enjoying bonsai and finding his focus place in there.
Miniature permaculture.
Yeah, exactly. So big g'day to you, Zachy. So chicken coop.
Yeah, well, that's just them. They sleep in here. They won't roost, our guys. They like sleeping with each other. We have the roost in there, but we can come out at night. They're all huddled up. They love it. And we take that poo. They poo there. We have straw and grass and stuff. Every morning we scoop that up, put it in the bin down there, and then top the garden up with it. So we don't have to buy any fertilizer, stuff like that.
Yep.
And then about once a year, we'll scrape the top 100 rolls off this.
Richness.
And this is already made compost as well. So it's just a matter of scrape and roll, and we'll top beds that way, you know.
I see you've got a mulberry there for shade for the girls.
Yeah, they might be getting too much shade, but we expected the temperatures to go up, global warming being what it is, and so we're ready for that. And we can always trim back, but you can't put it up if it's not there, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And these amaranth, this is our amaranth jungle.
Amaranth jungle around the tank.
We just had some once before, and then we let them go. So every year we get this jungle, and we have to cut a path to get through. Get things. And they love munching on it. We could save the seeds, but we're just knowing that we're just setting up next year. Really cool. These are our lovely backdoor neighbors. We had a fence there. We had to chop this big tree down on their thing. Well, they did. And in the chopping of the tree down and getting things back and forth and helping, we started spending time with each other.
Oh, that's
and they
nice.
came over in this garden, and when it was time to be all done, I said, look, I don't know if it sounds crazy, I don't want to put the fence back up. No, neither do we.
Yeah.
So we're
That's
extending,
beautiful.
we're extending the community.
The community.
We swap plants, we swap food, you know, we
That's
swap
so
seeds
cool.
and
Look at
stuff
that.
like that.
Because it actually looks like your garden goes further.
And they're just doing a huge reno back there, so they're extending the... Hey, Karan!
Hey guys and girls.
Hi, Shanu!
Oh, that's nice.
All right, so then you come through here,
The chooks, they're having a ball.
and just made a fresh compost yesterday for some stuff, because one of the networks out in Packtown had to get rid of a lot of rotten fruit, so we went and picked it up. One of our members had bought a lot of mulch, so we got that. So what we did, we took the rock melons and the mulch and some of our scraps, and now this is just a day old, and you can already feel the heat in that.
Oh yeah, oi. That's pumping.
And tomorrow
That's
I'm going to
pumping.
have to use the corkscrew.
Yep.
Lift this, because my normal way would be take that out and then dump it, the hot method where you
Yep.
every 3 days. But I've put some corn in here for the fun of it, because I'm going to have to tear them down. They're 10 years old, 8 years old, this compost bin.
The old pallets.
Yeah, the old pallet method. And so I put some corn in this here, and it's loving it, because it just loves the soil. So I'll have to cool that thing down, and then you can't tell, but there's a tank behind there.
Another tank. Through the amaranth,
Right.
through the amaranth forest we go, and we will find the tank.
Yes. Right. And so we're using stuff a lot because we keep thinking, we want more of that. So we've had this dead space. We moved some logs, and now it's the watermelon patch, and it'll climb up over whatever it wants to climb up. And this mulberry planted itself. I haven't had the heart to take it away yet. It's actually coming almost out of the underneath of the tank. But I go, don't kill something that wants to live, right? And
That's right.
Well, the worst case is it'll become mulch. So it's going to have a wonderful life. To quote Darren Doherty, it's going to have a wonderful life and one bad day. And I didn't mention when we were in the chicken coop, but the gray water that we get from the trap, from the laundry and the sinks, that hits up there, and it goes through 3 bathtubs, and it gets sort of cleaned off a little
Oh,
bit.
where are the bathtubs? Let's have a look.
We'll run
This is following on really nicely from the work that Laurie showed us in garden number 1 this morning, and you can clearly see the similarities in terms of the control of water, the slowing of water, and its use over and over.
Now these have been decimated because we haven't fenced them. For some reason the chooks went crazy and have just chewed the hell out of everything.
They have. Look at that.
So
it's been a massacre. But that's a good thing.
Normally this would be bushy as at the end of the summer. Oops, sorry, mate. And this becomes compost for the next compost bin. This becomes the green, because we could get the brown easy. There's mulch everywhere, right?
Yeah.
But the green. So between this and a banana tree that's already fruited and it's time to end its life, we have enough green between that and cleaning up our own stuff. Like the amaranth's going to become soil, this and so forth, and that's a frog pond there.
So where does the water come in?
Oh, so there's a hose right back here. Keep remembering the duck.
Oh, I see. So this water comes from
The sinks and the laundry. So bathroom sinks. We can't do the kitchen sink. That's against the rules. So we do the bathroom, every shower in the sink there, and the laundry all come back up. Once it reaches the pit under the house, gets 200 liters, an automatic submerged pump kicks in. So this is all, I don't have to do anything.
Yep.
I just live my life, and then this empties here. It goes cascades, cascades, cascade, and the black hose at the very end, at the bottom of the last tank, goes back into the trees behind you.
Wow. And these strip out anything.
Anything that might be in there, it's probably nothing in there,
No.
to be honest with you. What are we doing, you know?
Other than some phosphorus from
But you just take it out, and they love it because they don't need any fertilizer, anything feeding. It rocks in there. Someone's trying to give us a signal back there, I think, maybe. Are you here for it? Yeah.
Oh, no, that's all right. 10 minutes. Yeah, we got.
Great. So that's, this is also, in the hottest of days, this will be sometimes up to 10 degrees cooler than anywhere else outside because of all this shade and, you know, the transpiration of the water, which is an air conditioning system, right? Nature made that up a long time ago. It's still working. It finally dawned on me why they call it a rainforest in South America. Because it's a forest that creates rain because of the movement of it's a rainforest. It's not a forest. I love it, right? Anyway, these guys are having a ball. We raised them from day old. Oh, they might have been 3 days old. So they think they think we're pals. They don't, but they also think we're only ever giving them food. Hello, pal. What are you? Oh, yeah, you're gonna make me a liar, are you? I love that one that they do when they do the submissive thing and let you pet them.
Yeah.
Hello. They're just sweethearts. So we don't name them because we're not children anymore, I guess, for one reason. They're fun, but I just call them all Chook, right? So.
All right, so...
Right, what else?
Is there anything else you want to show us in terms of... We've gone through and illustrated the water, illustrated the beds running on contour.
Yep.
And... Hang on, just been caught up there in the tree.
Coming out. One thing to note is that we have comfrey in every bed. And for a few range of reasons, it's a amazing, you know, it's very deep, what they call a minor plant. It goes roots down up over a meter and pulls up stuff from the clay that none of our surface things can do. And it's a perennial, so it's there all the time. And so when you let it do its thing, every once in a while you pull away the bottom leaves, trim it right back. It looks like it almost kill it. Put that in a soak of water for 2 or 3 days, and you got to top up fertilizer. The chickens can eat it, and it goes into compost. So. And the flowers attract bees. So it's a multi-purpose plant. It fertilizes right what's around it. And we sometimes don't move things out of the bed. My ideal was every spring, the 3 months of every season, plant the first month here, second month there, third month there. And then when that one's finished, we're eating this one. And when this one's finished, we're eating that one. Then we're planting the next one, right?
Yep.
But we find that we have so many things have turned into perennials. Our spinach and our chilies and the oregano, and they're turning into perennials. And so we can't bring them up. We don't want to tear them up. This chili here is supposed to be an annual. This chili's 3 years old. It's already given us 1 yield this year. And look at all the green ones coming back again.
Whoa.
So I'm not going to take this out. So we pack things around the Malabar.
Malabar spinach.
The Malabar there. We have the Warrigal down at the other end. So we have year-round spinach without the oxalic acid. You know, because they're better than a lot of those spinach for that thing.
Yeah.
So you're eating that today too. Right?
Oh, wow.
There's that bed's comfrey over there. So the bed, this is a daikon down under there. I love daikon. It tells you it's ready because it says.
Yeah. It says.
I'm here.
Now elevated. I'm coming out.
And whatever plants these are, for some reason, eggplant really cooked this year, so we're having buckets of eggplant.
Oh, yeah.
The beans are rocking. We have those lovely long snake beans and the red ones, and pasties are sort of stopped. Well, we've eaten them already. And around the corner we built at the end of the shed a seed kind of tool room seed shed, so we do all of our seed trays and our composting things in there. We're experimenting with carrots because we've had trouble getting carrots that weren't gnarly.
Let's have a look.
So we're using a two level broccoli bed with a much lighter, just to your left here, a much lighter soil with more sand and fertilizer, so it's way looser. So we're going to see if with this method, because we've been doing it, we're going to get straighter, bigger carrots. So that's a little experiment. If that works, then we go bigger, right? So we're constantly experimenting with beds in different places, and they wanted to make sure you said hi to them today.
Oh, they are a good 450 mil long, those beans.
This keeps us. See, those are ready to harvest. These are coming on next. This is This is an indeterminate plant. It just keeps producing, as opposed to a determinate which produces once, and that's your yield. Like an eggplant's determinate. One fruit, boom, done, right? These will just keep on going. So I'll know I'm going to have beans. If I keep seeing flowers, I know I'm going to keep having beans. We must be getting close.
Yeah.
All right.
You've got 5 minutes.
So-
There's a few questions.
Oh, a few
popping
questions.
up.
Yeah, the questions haven't been popping up on my feed.
Yeah, so how's the sweet potato going on the side? And also, where do you get comfrey?
Oh, come get some. I mean, find someone who has comfrey. They'll be happy to give it to you.
Yeah.
Because once you got comfrey, you never get rid of comfrey, okay? It's like, anyone who has it's going to go. The sweet potato, we let some of that run. You must know, guys, when you see sweet potatoes growing up, you're not getting sweet potatoes from that part. It's got to be in the ground, right? But we just use it as cover and so forth, and we're going to use it as mulch for inside here. So when we want potatoes, we just make sure, like this one, they're down in under the ground. So we've got sweet potatoes under most trees. That's how we do it.
Now, let's just roll into the shade here, and I've got 2 questions for you that I've been asking our... Oh, hang on.
We get a lot of this.
Oh,
We got to plant some plants
Tatsoi.
coming out of the soil, a parsley and a tatsoi and a bok choys and sometimes lettuces. They're growing out of rocks.
just out of gaps.
And we have a rule, our Permi rule is don't kill something that wants to live and don't try to grow something that wants to die.
Okay, so my question to you. In your garden, come out of the sun and that way, about there, yeah, that's perfect. That way I've got the garden in the background. So in your garden, from your garden, what would you say to beginner gardeners that they could take away from your garden here?
They might not get it by looking at it, but what I have to tell them, start small. Please start small. And the other one, keep records. What seed did I put? Where did I put it? And then what happened with it? Don't guess every new season. I wonder what this is going to do. I wonder how many of these I'll get. I wonder what's the best way to grow. Just please keep records, start small, and do it on purpose. Like plant this for this many for this year. See how that goes. You know, so the Goof series we have Grow Your Own Food series. We have year-round food, and it's all about that. And most people make too big of a mistake. They get a bunch of beds, they get all excited, and you can make one bed really work and get it really productive. Now duplicate that, rather than have 4 beds and they don't get the attention they need, and you go, oh, I tried gardening once. We don't want you to do that. So start small. Even if you just have a balcony and a pot, produce excess out of that pot, right? Then you go, we need more room. See, our garden's been pulled by the garden. We're going, oh, we need more room. We'll convert that. So when we do that, if you walk down that, you'll see that, and then you'll see big pumpkins going in the front. So we didn't start with any of this. The first bed was that one. And then we did contours, but we didn't even plant the last 2. We did this one, got it productive, and then we really started pinning up that. And you want a compost, simple system, get your bed started, dig a hole for your kitchen scraps every day, bury them, about down 200 mil. Next day, dig another hole. Next day, don't do anything else but that. Within a month, the worms will find you. So there's a lot of small ways to start. Then your success pulls you to the next level, rather than go too big.
So now I'll flip it the other way. To an experienced gardener watching today, or not even experienced, someone a little further down the track, what bit of advice from your garden can you give to them to take away that you see through your experience?
Trust your records and your results rather than necessarily what's said out there. They do or they don't like this, or they will or they won't grow there. Do your own soil testing. Like, is this pH good? You know, they say that berries like a lower pH. Is that true for you? So I would say once you've got some stuff going, you're pretty successful. I've put some science in it. We're putting more science back in now because we've been flying. You know, the first time everyone has a garden, that first year, it's flush with success because all the nutrients are in the soil. Next year, they get disappointed because, you know, well, dude, you ate the nutrients from that year before. They're not in the garden. Unless you pooed back in the garden, they ain't there anymore. So I would say put science into it and have it be because it works, not because someone told you in a workshop somewhere. Even in one of my workshops. Don't trust me, test me.
There you go. Well, Greg and Vera, who's out and about there, thank you for opening up your garden to the trail today.
Happy.
It's been an absolute pleasure to draw on so much of your experience on this site. And I know that everyone watching, but particularly a big call out to our replay viewers. If you have any questions please put the questions up, because Greg and myself and the team at the trail
we'll field them
will
later.
jump on and field them later, so that it's not just about the live. The live is
Just to get your piqued interest.
yeah, exactly.
You need to know when you look at this and you see me in the front, because I'm Mr. Big Mouth, that garden's this way because of Vera and me, right? And she does a lot of the work that I go, I'll leave it. She goes, no, we'll do this. And she's Mrs. Get it finished, get it right, keep the record. So she's why we're successful. I'm a starter, she's a finisher, right?
Yeah.
So I really...
That's great advice.
If you've got a good
because
partner, know who's best at what.
that's so good. It's so easy to start.
Yeah.
But it's about crossing the T's and dotting the I's. And thanks for that advice. I really appreciate it.
You're
So,
welcome.
again, enjoy the afternoon, and thanks for being part of the trail.
It's so good to see you, man.
Yay!
Have fun, guys. Changing the world one garden at a time. Alrighty.
Oh, smashed it, brother, smashed it. Yeah.
To wind you down at all.
Oh.
You have plenty of time.
We don't want to overstay our welcome, see?
No, I think that was good.
Yeah.
Like if we fumbled down the side passage, it
too
just
much time.
would have opened up another whole world, and then we would have gone over.
Credits, you could
Yeah.
film it.
No, that was really nicely contained, and getting those couple of questions from Greg,
Yes.
just kind of.
Yeah, so you couldn't see the questions.
No, there was no questions coming
Yeah,
up this time.
Yeah, it's weird because I can see it in the comment. Oh, sorry.
Post
That's
now.
good. That's a great sign that you're getting questions. I mean, that's a great sign. Yeah.
There's somebody really out there.
Yeah.
Is anybody?
Is there anybody out there?
And these guys here, they've been on the Goof series online, right? They've never seen this garden nor met us yet. So this is a special day for us as
Wow.
well.
Actually, it's the first time I've met Greg today as well.
Wow.
In person.
Wow. That's, don't you love random?
Talk to each other like we're old mates, right? I go, oh, that's what you look like, right? Okay,
I
great.
didn't realise how lean he was.
Oh. You just saw his dial in the